Sir,
to the level where the BSES plants or the Tata plants operate, this country will have no power problem.
सर मैं आपको भी इस बात के लिए धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि आपने इस विषय पर आज सदन के सामने चर्चा करने का मौका हमारे मित्र नरेश पुगलिया जी के माध्यम से दिया और मुझे भी इस विषय में कुछ विचार रखने का
All the members are from non-Hindi speaking people.
Okay, I'll speak in
Minister
English.
may speak in English.
Okay. Sir, I am really thankful to you as well as the honorable member for giving this opportunity and in the process also allowing me and giving me an opportunity to express my views on this subject. Sir, I also thank Mr. Naresh Pugalia ji, though the subject matter raised is pertaining to power sector theft. He virtually conducted an overall survey of the entire power industry and really offered holistic solution to power sector problems, for which I am really thankful to him. Sir, while I will address some of the issues that you raised, let me first focus on power sector theft, which is a very major issue. Sir, one estimate says that a loss that India suffers as a result of power sector theft is in excess of 20,000 crores. This is again a guesstimate, not even an estimate. In any case, the loss suffered for power sector theft is much in excess of this. How this figure has been ascertained? It is, as I said, is a guesswork because we do not have a system today, unfortunately, whereby the power generated, sir, once it is generated, it has to be transmitted to long distance, so it has to be transformed to a higher voltage. Then from there it is transmitted, it has to be again brought down by the step-down transformer, and then it is transmitted and then distributed. Sir, you yourself, fortunately, have been a power minister in Bihar. You are more aware of these issues, sir, technically, commercially also. Sir, because of this, the entire process of sequence of events which ultimately results into consumption of power, sir, there is no system which really keeps an account of this. So absence of energy accounting is one of the root causes of the power sector problem. And that is also giving rise to power sector theft. Sir, when we do not have a system of accounting, we really do not know what is the extent of loss, and therefore I said the guesstimate is 20,000 crore, but the loss could be very, very high. Sir, this is a major problem. And if this 20,000 crore loss continues for next 15 years, the amount of money that we'll be losing will be more than 3-4 lakhs of crores of rupees. 3-4 lakhs of crores of rupees would be the amount of loss. And how much money we need for the 1 lakh megawatt? As you yourself said, 7-8 lakh crores. So when these 3-4 lakh of crores rupees can be saved, the money that will be required to finance the power sector project is available within the system. But we are not able to do it because power sector theft is really, power theft is a major issue which really needs to be tackled. So how do you tackle this issue? Sir, I think we really need to take multi-pronged strategy. We need to have administrative measures. We need to have legal measures. We need to have technical measures. We need to have social measures. We need to have political measures also, as Mr. Jinardhan Reddy ji was saying. We need to have also mindset issues, because these are the issues which will involve people's mindset change, as well as attitudinal change on the parts of the employees. So all these 7-8 issues are really required to be done, and I am very happy to say that Government of India now has a program to deal with each of the issues. But I must really tell you, sir, that this issue is really speaking a state issue. All the electricity business is with the hands of the state, particularly distribution. And the theft is a problem which is associated with distribution, and therefore it is an issue which needs to be tackled by all the respective state governments. But in view of the fact that the state-led boards who control the distribution in the states are in such a financial bankruptcy, that the central government has come out with a program which I will explain to you. First, sir, we have launched a program called Accelerated Power and Reform Development Program, which actually targets power sector theft, power theft issue. How? Sir, we are dealing with it as a 6-level intervention strategy. First, all the consumers in the country, we will be having meters. So where the power is consumed, the meters will be there. So automatically, the issue that I said first, that absence of record is the cause of the problem. Once we have a proper meters, we'll know that where the power is consumed. Secondly, so second level of intervention is a distribution feeder. The distribution feeder is a last phase of power generation, transmission and distribution, but a first point at which there is an interface between the utility and the consumer. So all distribution feeders will try to put a software whereby whatever power is supplied from the distribution feeder to the consumer is properly accounted for. Then all the circles in India There are about 400 and odd power circles in India. Each of the circle will be converted into a business unit and a profit center, so that we'll really know that each of the circle where the power is really theft, the theft is indulging, who is stealing the power, and what is the extent of loss that we are suffering per circle. Rather than talking about power sector theft as a problem at a national level of 25,000 crore, we want to localize it. Rather than globalizing it and not to solve it, we want to localize it and actually attempt to solve it, and this is the action we have taken. So third layer is a distribution circle. The fourth layer is the state legislative board, where we are also trying to bring in changes, and including the past dues which you mentioned. The Montesing Alola committee report is already under implementation. Cabinet has approved it. So that is the fourth layer. The fifth layer is the state government, and the sixth layer is the central government, from where we are all talking about this. Sir, the problem lies in every village where you correctly said there is a power theft, including farmers and others, those who are stealing it. So I don't want to generalize and say all farmers are stealing electricity. That will be a wrong statement. I will not be also correct statement to say that farmers are not stealing electricity, but the point was, I never generalize it and say that all farmers are stealing electricity. In fact, as my honorable member, Mr. Sen Gupta, the former Secretary Government of India, also mentioned, that the theft is, really speaking, what is theft, sir? The commercial and transmission and distribution losses contain a huge portion which is theft. And why it is called as a theft? Because we do not have energy accounting. So what we show as agriculture consumption, is lot of money is actually, what is not properly accounted for is transferred to agriculture consumption. So poor farmers take the blame for theft, whereas the farmers do not get electricity. So therefore farmers cannot be blamed for that. That was the point. But the point is, unless we localize the action really will not result into results. So the government of India has decided to take this as an administrative action. So first measure, as I said, is administrative, in form of accelerated power and reform development program. How much money will be needed? The estimate is, what we'll need is more than 40,000 crores for the whole country. Sir, fortunately, for the first time in India's history, we appointed a committee under the chairmanship of Mr. Rao, who is the present acting chairman of the CA and a member grid operation. We set up a committee which Mr. Janardhan Reddy wanted us to set up. That committee has produced 6 manuals of a very high quality. Each of these manuals are under implementation, and we are actually implementing it. So these administrative measures are under implementation, and this 40,000 crore amount has been accepted even by the Planning Commission. And as you have noticed, in this present budget, my colleague, the Finance Minister, Mr. Yashwant Sinha, increased the allocation for distribution reform to 3,500 crores. Sir, 1.5 years, 2 years back, there was no amount available. It became 1,500 crores, and now 3,500 crores has been provided in the budget. I am sure in the next course of few years, this entire amount that is required for distribution reform will be available, and will take care of that. So second measure is required is legal. Thefts can be controlled if there is a deterrent available. There has to be a punishment. People must be really scared that if I indulge into power theft, I will be arrested and I will be subjected to severe punishment. To introduce that, the Electricity Bill 2001, which is currently debated by the Standing Committee, contains very stringent measures. And therefore, I request you to use your good offices and request the Chairman Standing Committee of Energy to get this bill passed, quickly bring it before the Parliament, so legal measures are also being taken. Thirdly, sir, technical method. Sir, you will recall that a problem that we are facing today in power sector of theft was also a problem which was associated with telecom sector. So telecommunication lines also were tampered, people were indulging to thefts, but that has gone because of technology. So technology does not allow the telephone lines to be tampered anymore, because it is just not possible. Same thing we need to introduce, and therefore technological solutions are really necessary. Sir, I personally went and talked to NASSCOM, which is the apex organization of the entire IT software company, and they agreed to find a solution. A committee has been set up under the chairmanship of Managing Director of Infosys, which is one of the finest technological company of the country, and the report is expected any day now, and we are already in the process of implementation of that. So third is, as I said, technological, administrative we have taken, legal we have taken, technological. So fourthly, social. So we really need to run a campaign that indulging into power theft is anti-social. So we say that taking dowry is bad. We say that if you are beating your wife, you cannot say in public that I beat my wife. You cannot even say in parliament, though I am protected. But because you are scared of the social stigma that is associated with such doing. So if we can create a social atmosphere wherein socially a person who is indulging into power theft will be condemned, I am sure it can stop. Sir, it has become a practice in Mumbai where a neighbor says, you have not paid your electricity bill, So it becomes a matter of shame. Whereas in Delhi, if a neighbor will say, are you paying electricity bill? It also becomes a reality. So this is the social stigma that should be associated with this, and therefore this also is a sort of agitation we really need to call. So fifthly, political. As we should not, when we talk about power sector, not only theft but power sector generally, all of us must unite. And therefore, sir, I welcome the initiative of Congress party. I welcome the initiative of left parties. And I welcome initiative of almost all the political parties which are represented here, including the Rashtriya Janata Dal in Bihar. So all the parties have agreed to indulge into power sector changes, reform, and they are already saying that we will introduce it. I welcome the resolution which was passed in Guwahati Chief Ministers meet, in which all the Congress Chief Ministers have decided to pursue this path, and I really welcome it. The left government which is ruling in West Bengal is also supporting this. So therefore, political action also is necessary, which is now evident, which really need to hasten process of doing it. So next is awareness. So unless we create this change, as I said, the social stigma, the people must realize that indulging into power sector theft, they are actually preempting a brighter future for them, because eventually the entire country will be drowned in darkness. If you want to prevent that, awareness needs to be created. So I'm happy to share with the Honorable House that 2065 road shows were organized by my ministry, in which we went from district to district, 3 per district, and we really created awareness. Sir, this is an unprecedented action taken by any government organization, or for that matter anybody in India, which the government of India, my ministry, had done in the course of last 3 months. I would like to increase it also, but a state government must increase, and to bring about attitudinal change on the minds of the employees, because as you have very correctly said, it is not possible. It is not possible without the connivance. You have just stolen words out of my mouth. In fact, I was going to say that. It is not possible without that, and therefore attitudinal change is necessary. For the first time, we have prepared a training policy for the entire power sector. So I am very happy that training that we used to given by the National Power Training Institute, we used to train about hundreds of people, that's all. Sir, this year, because I told them that training is a very important issue, we must train all the employees in the power sector over a period of time. Sir, this year, I am very happy to say that National Power Training Institute has trained more than 14,000 people in that short period of time. Sir, my target is, in the course of next 10 years, through the franchises, we will train each and every employee of the power sector. We will also train opinion makers, because the same Power Training Institute has also trained the opinion makers. So, sir, training is an important issue. So, which really need to take the all-pronged strategy which you are working on. I would like to share with you, sir, I already circulated to you this 6-level intervention strategy, but particularly the distribution reform which is targeting power theft. I would like to share it with the Honorable House. Sir, if you direct me, I will circulate it to all the Honorable members so that they will also know the action that the Government of India is taking. And as Mr. Janardhan Reddy, one of the most respected member of the House, former Power Minister, former Chief Minister of the state of Andhra Pradesh, has also said that we really need to look into the issue. I can assure you, all these issues are not only just investigated, but acted upon. On each of the issues, not only committees have been set up, but committees' reports have been received and under implementation. And sir, I am very happy that the person who is presently sitting in the chair, sir, Honorable Chairman, sir, you have been taking so much of interest in your capacity as an Honorable Member of the House and as an Honorable Member of the Consultative Committee of Energy, in which, sir, we are also benefited immensely from your expertise, your knowledge and your advice. And sir, you have also been watching that what we are trying to do. But sir, I would like to share with everybody. Sir, if you permit me, just few points, though not pertaining to the thefts, which have been raised by my Honorable Member, who happens to be a good friend from my state and a very respected man. I would like to just give reference to 2-3 things. Sir, you have talked about captive. The new electricity bill is freeing totally the generation. So we have proposed to the Parliament that generation of power should be free from licensing. There should not be license. Sir, one point you mentioned, and I will just, sir, that one point is, no, the one point that you have said is, sir, point that transmission and distribution losses, how much of it is really? Sir, transmission and distribution losses, really speaking, is like theft and dacoity losses, because most of the losses that are associated are not technical, we call them commercial, and commercial losses is a good camouflaging name for thefts in the power sector. And therefore, we really need to look at the T&D loss as a part of the same process, and this program that we launched is also aimed at rectifying this. Sir, we also, the Honorable Member has said that we really need to look at peat-based power station. I agree with you. This is a policy of the government. Now we want to set up power station where the coal is available, and that is what we are doing. We are also looking at many of these issues. Thank you.
Very noble,
And sir, I take these best wishes as an energy to complete a task which has been now been highlighted by you. And sir, I thank you for giving me this time to speak. Thank you very much, sir.
सदन की कार्यवाही